Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of cultural exchange, did you guys see the white girl at Jimmy Fallon who was talking about Toronto slang?
Set us back a good 5 years, man.
I mean,
This really hurt people's feelings.
it was just irritating.
We just got out of sick to my stomachs. Now we're right back in the same spot.
People were
bro.
cussing her ass out.
The only reason why it's irritating is, again, like, we just don't have people in these rooms who are like, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why is this white girl who's not from Toronto then doing a segment on Jimmy Fallon's show about Toronto slang, saying that her co-star, who's also not from Toronto,
Oakville,
taught her about, those are your people.
Oakville niggas, man.
Taught her about
Wait,
Toronto.
how's Oakville inserted in this?
Because basically,
co-star.
this actress went on Jimmy Fallon's show and was like, oh, I want to teach you about Toronto slang. My co-star is from Toronto and he teaches me this stuff on set, whatever. So she had like these cards about like different, and it was like 2 word microski. That was one of the things.
Again, I saw that part.
Yeah. And like stuff like that. And again, like no one actually talks like that. Like,
I think that's the bigger issue though. Like if
The caricature?
If she did this and it was accurate, I don't think people would be mad at all.
Man, they'd laugh, man.
It's the fact that it's this exaggerated new school Toronto accent is the reason why people
explain
are
what
mad.
2 word microski means.
I don't even know if that makes
All right,
sense.
then. Exactly. It
But
doesn't
yeah,
make
I
sense.
think that's why.
If she
That's
said like
why this is
2-2's Crody,
irritating.
then it could go
Even
on.
that is still like you're still skewing to the newer generation.
Well, that's people talk like that.
I think honestly, it was the wrong person. If Jay and Trey did that on Jimmy Fallon, no one would say
But they
shit.
wouldn't have done
100%.
They would never
that
talk
though.
like that.
They would have done like genuine slang.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
But I don't think new. I don't think new means it's not genuine though. If that's what you're getting at.
I think this is
What, like
debatable.
Crody?
Yeah,
Crody's not.
No,
that.
that's in the lexicon now.
She
You
didn't
can't
even say
debate.
Crody, she said Kroski.
Yeah,
Of course.
No, I'm talking about the setup of words that she put back to back to back
Oh,
to back. Is not
of course, that
genuine.
doesn't make any sense.
That's what I mean.
Of
like,
course.
No one would ever say a sentence like that.
Of course, yeah.
So it's like if she did it and it was just genuine stuff that people genuinely say, I don't think people would have been mad. But this is the issue that has been, this is the issue.
Do you guys kind of? Oh, actually, no. First thing, you know the Oakville guy who gave her those words, right? You know who he is?
No, I'm not doing. He's
He was an actor on White Lotus.
Yo, he went to my high school, eh?
Which
Yeah.
season of White Lotus was he on?
I think it was season.
He was the guy that gave the prostitute all the money.
What season?
2.
Oh, I didn't watch all of 2.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
You actually know who? Yeah, I thought you.
just spoiled the whole
I thought you would have known who this person was.
Oh,
He
shit.
went to the same high school as me.
Oh, right. Same time.
No.
Younger?
Same time as my brother, I think.
Oh, who's older?
Yeah. Me and your friend's high school.
My friend's high school?
Yeah.
I have a friend who.
Alicia.
Oh, I was like, I have a friend from Oakville. Yeah.
Put her in business already.
Oh,
Yeah.
she knows him then. Yeah, but do you guys like? I'm conflicted, right? Because I see shit like this on Jimmy Fallon, and then like it is annoying. I totally understand why everybody's like mad at it and stuff,
Yeah.
and is asking for better representation and blah blah blah. But a small part of my brain is like, all pub is good pub.
You love that though.
Like,
Nah.
I do think it is kind of cool that people just know Toronto more point blank than they did
talking
10,
about
10,
us.
15 years ago. I know it sounds crazy.
I don't like
because
that.
it comes with both.
But what
like
is the
that.
positive in that?
Yeah, I'm feeling to see that.
Because now you can teach them how to really talk like we do.
You think they care?
They're
not.
curious.
They're not curious. They're doing it to make fun of it. They're not doing it because they want to learn.
Once they hear
Yeah.
it and they hear like it sounds like that, they're not gonna want to know what it
Yeah,
actually sounds like.
because now
gonna
they're
make a
painting
character
this
out of it.
picture.
You don't think people are more curious about Toronto now than they
No.
were 10, 15 years
Fuck
ago?
no.
No.
I disagree.
But curious about Toronto, or now just have this notion or this idea of this is what Toronto is. They're not curious. They might just know this is how Toronto comes off, and it's this.
Yeah.
Are you more
City that
curious
no one-
about Baltimore slang?
I am 100%.
You are damn liar.
I am.
I
What,
do
you
think
go
you're
home
unique in
and
that
Google
sense,
Baltimore
though.
slang and you want to visit Baltimore because you hear them say "you."
shout out to OTR Chaz. He's an artist out there that
Well, I
fuck
think
with.
you're in the small minority.
Yeah, I think you're
Very
unique in that
small.
sense. I don't think most
not
people are
enough
like
to
that.
make an impact. With all due respect,
I think it is, man. I think you guys aren't looking at like the bright side of it.
there isn't much of a bright side because now what they're doing is just using
A
this
lot
to
of people
paint.
sorry to cut you off. A lot of people that listen to this podcast are like, yo, I wonder how Toronto people interact with each other.
Not like
Facts.
that.
No, of course not like that. But that's like collateral damage of the increased interest in the city in general.
I think
like a casualty.
I
of,
can see what you're trying to say,
I hear
but
that,
I
then.
think that they just took a little bit of a different route because I think what you're trying to say is almost like what people do with patois. People do the whole wagwan, breda, everything, irie, bomba
right.
because people are enamored by Jamaica
Of
and
course.
Jamaicans and the culture of Jamaica.
Yeah.
I
That's a
don't
good
think
point.
people are enamored
Yeah.
by Torontonians and the culture of Toronto when they do
Agreed.
this. They're making fun of how ridiculous it sounds.
And they don't
And I
care.
don't even think people who are not Jamaican or like white or whatever, like, I don't even think a lot of the time they're that enamored. Like, I think they're also making fun. Like, I think it's like pastime of theirs.
I don't
you
know
know?
because people love them some Jamaicans.
Yeah, no, of course, and I'm not-
Genuinely, I
I'm
think
not denying
people
that.
genuinely love Jamaicans.
But I just feel like I know that archetype of white people that say Bumbaclaw and Wagwan and think they're being so fucking funny, and it's just like kind of a joke to them. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, but with this Toronto stuff, I think also like we've said, the representation of it is the root. Because if it was like a bunch of fly Toronto lit people that people are getting this from and trying to copy them, then I could get that. But if it's people that people are making fun of is the representation, then I don't think these people are being
I think the
genuine.
former could get born out of the latter. Like, I think it's some people's opportunity to just like, all right, we got eyes on us. Okay, maybe they're not taking it seriously, blah, blah, blah. But at least we got eyes on us.
But how do you think we do that? Or how do you think people would do that? Because I fear the damage is done already.
I mean, look, even a show like Office Movers or whatever getting renewed for their next season or something like
And being
that.
on Netflix, right?
Being on Netflix. I feel like there's gonna be like, I wonder how they actually talk. Let me click. Like I look at the bright side of things.
It's an optimistic viewpoint.
I'm not a cynic when it comes to this stuff. So I just think that good could come out of a lot of this fuckery.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Maybe. I'm not sold.